Well, hi guys. I thought in this video that I would talk about the 411 cases a little bit. The other night I was kind of binge watching a lot of those videos, as well as some other videos that people did a really good job on. They were like documentary quality. They were talking about a lot of things that I too have been wondering, and but I never heard anyone else really mention it or talk about it. And they were saying, about like our national parks. What is it about those specific regions of the United States that they made them national parks? And people would say, well, duh, it's obviously some of the most scenic, most beautiful places. But a lot of people are saying now that there's something more to it, that the government made those places national parks because they knew before anyone else did that there was something wrong with those places, that those places harbored something that was unique to those areas. And so they made them national parks so people won't end up dwelling there. This is just what I've been hearing on the internet. I don't know what you guys think, but I have wondered the same thing, if there isn't something more to it other than it just being scenic, beautiful land, and that was the reason that they made them, parks. I think that it was because they knew that there was something very different about those regions of the United States, and that's why they made them parks. Because if you think about it, in the desert Southwest, there's national parks that really aren't that scenic, but yet they're national parks. And you just wonder why. I really do think that there's a whole lot more to it than we could possibly imagine when it comes to the outdoors. It's not just what meets the eye as far as beautiful streams, gorgeous scenery, beautiful mountaintops, and valleys and things like that. I really do think in the vast wilderness and in very remote areas that there are things that could be out there. Last time that I went camping, where I got into this van in a hurry because there was something just outside my campsite. And when I say just out my campsite, you guys, I am talking like no further than 30 feet away. And whatever it was pretty damn large. And I had my camera put away in the van with everything else for the night because I was done doing videos. And I was only sitting around the fire in my camp chair. It was the only thing left to be put away was my camp chair. And I had my headlamp on my hat. And I was hearing something going around the campsite, and I was just trying to ignore it. Because you get to thinking, and it can really run away with you, and you can end up being paranoid. But then when I heard it come up on the driver's side of the campsite where the van was parked, and it was just feet away, you guys. There's a whole bunch of small evergreen trees, small pines that are various sizes, anywhere from small 3-foot trees up to 7 and 8-foot trees and everything in between. And they're very close together, and they're all different sizes, and they're just growing everywhere like a little miniature forest. And whatever was around my campsite was going through those pines. And when I shined my headlamp on the pines and they were casting their shadows, I could see the pine boughs moving. Something big was going through the pines. And it was not a bear, because it was not acting like a bear, whatever it was. It was something much bigger than a bear. And then when it broke something that was fairly large in diameter, like a fallen tree, broke under its weight. For something to break something that big around in diameter, no joke, you guys, I knew it was time to get the hell in the van, because it was pretty close. And this was something that was hanging around early that night, right after it got dark, for probably 40 minutes. And I came into the van about 20 after 8, and I anticipated staying outside around the fire until about 10 o'clock, 10:30. It forced me to stay in the van the rest of the night. And I got into the van about 20 after 8, and I locked all the doors, And I stayed quiet, and I was in the van, and I could still hear things out just outside of the van. And at one point, it actually hit the front of the van, whatever it was. And I could not make out what it was, and it was not a bear. So, you guys, there's things that are out in the woods. Despite what they believe exists or don't exist, a lot of people are saying that it's very possible that there could be things that are coming into this reality, you guys, from another dimension, like a portal. And I do believe that that's true. I do believe that portals exist. I believe they're a real phenomena. That there are things that can come into this world from another world through a portal. People have experienced things like I've had happen to me over the years, very similar, almost identical sometimes. And the outcome is the same for them, to where they don't understand what it was. They didn't physically see something, but they knew something was there. And they felt like they were being watched. And with the woods falling silent, that didn't used to happen, you guys, when I was younger. Being an avid outdoorsman 20 years ago, I would have remembered if the woods ever fell silent 20 years ago at any given time that I've ever been out in the woods, and I don't recall that ever happening until recent times. And now, every time I go camping, just about every single time I go, it happens. Where everything stops, like you threw a switch, the birds all stop chirping, chipmunks quit running around on the forest floor, chasing one another through the leaves, sounds of crickets, any type of nature activity, everything just stops simultaneously at the same time. And it gets dead quiet. Not a leaf turning anywhere, just dead silence. Makes you wonder, what the hell does that? What is that? Does that mean something's in the area? I don't remember that ever happening 20 years ago, you guys. But it happens all the time now. But I do know that once it gets dark, when people go camping and I see other people in campgrounds, almost nobody stays out around a campfire anymore at night. Rarely do you ever see anybody sitting out around a campfire. Everybody just goes in once it gets dark to whatever it is they're staying in for the night, and you don't ever see them again until morning. Why is that? Have they had experiences to where they gave up sitting out around a fire after dark? Because it's getting any more, you guys, to where I'm the only one that does it. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm even going to be able to continue doing it if things like that happen again. That night at Pineapple Junction, whatever was around my campsite, I would not want to meet up with that thing, whatever the hell it was. And I had never in my life ever got into a vehicle so fast. And I'm not like that, you guys, when I go camping. Not much scares me when I go camping. I'm a person that can do it alone, stay out all night long around a fire, sometimes even until 1 o'clock in the morning. I've never had anything chase me into a vehicle at 20 after 8 at night. Ever before. Until that night. Sorry guys, I had to change my battery. I just wanted to say that with the experiences I've had throughout the years, I do know that there are paranormal things that happen out in the woods. And it's just one of many reasons why I gave up tenting it. So, whatever's going on with these missing cases, you guys, I guess it's getting worse. I guess it's getting to be a huge problem. And thanks to David Pilates, that he now finally fought it enough to where now the national parks are starting to keep a missing persons registry, to where they're keeping track of how many people per year go missing. And I guess the numbers are growing, you guys. So it's a problem that is getting worse, not better. And until they find out what the hell is doing it, it's only going to continue. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that something could be here nowadays in modern times from another dimension, something that made it here to this earth, something that dwells among us, and maybe it comes and goes? I don't know. But do you think that it's something otherworldly that is taking these people and doing whatever with them and making these cases so bizarre and so strange? Do you believe that there is something that could be lurking out there in the woods? And I don't mean like a Bigfoot necessarily. I just mean something. Something other than human. Something other than just a natural wild animal that's native to any given area. Something beyond that. Something we don't understand or know about yet. What do you guys think? Because honestly, I think that is the case. I think that's exactly what's happening. Something horrific that we don't even know anything about yet. Let me know down below what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.